Hello and welcome to today's Is It Bad video on the Lamplighters League. I'm Chongo, let's get into it. The Lamplighters League has just been released by Paradox Interactive. It's a turn-based strategy game much like XCOM or Gears Tactics of the past. It's based in an alternate version of the 1930s. You must help assemble a team to take down an ancient cult that wants to take over the world. Before you get into the game, just like other games recently, you'll need to create one of these cool accounts. Even though you've already logged into Steam or Xbox or wherever you've chosen to experience this game, you'll need to create another account on top of this one. So once you do create this account, you can then enter the super secret spy launcher to play the game. Unlike in other games like XCOM or Gears Tactics, with an intense and interesting story told through cutscenes, you'll experience a much slower paced story through scenes like so.
The World Tree. The Tower of Babel.
Oh, you're an archaeologist then. That's disappointing.
You're never given any real backstory as to why you should feel anything for these characters or why you should care about saving their world at all. There are many different characters available to use in your team who you meet through the course of the game. These each have their own area of expertise, these three different types being bruisers, who are strong and can knock down walls outside of combat and also knock enemies down, sneaks, who are cloaked when in cover and can take down enemies silently, and saboteurs, who can lockpick doors and have a shock mind to take down enemies. They are all voiced and add their own comments to encounters and can be interacted with at the base, but it would have been better to see more related to their backstory and have that fleshed out more. Also, if you don't like the characters you find in the game, you already can purchase an extra saboteur character as Day 1 DLC called Nocturne, who can teleport. So that's fair. Each of these classes have their own skill tree for you to put points into to unlock better abilities and improve your existing ones. The basics of combat are quite simple and what you'd expect from a turn-based game. You need to clear out the map of enemies and proceed to the next point, or rescue a person of interest. It was enjoyable to make sure enemies were dead by shooting them when they were down, or instantly ending a fight with one simple bullet.
That was easy.
As the game starts out quite easy, it may feel easy enough to take on enemies without any preparation at all, but soon enough this will become a very bad decision. You'll want to use the real-time mechanic in game, which allows you to take out enemies before the turn-based combat has started. So the best way to tackle any scenario is to use your team's abilities to ensure the fight you enter is the fight you win. You'll also be able to use the recon mechanic to take a look around the whole map and work out the best way to tackle any scenario. This mechanic was quite enjoyable and I liked being able to plan my attack before ending up in a situation and losing right away. While playing the game, it becomes obvious, at least in its current state, there are big performance issues here. While loading in, my PC started to make me feel like I was on a plane to my next mission with the Lamplighter team, as well as frequent FPS drops and a little bit of a jump or lag when you're either interacting with the environment or shooting or hitting an enemy. This was occurring on PC with some decent specs, and there seems to be other reported issues on console as well. This is after the Day 1 patch with performance improvements, so this needs to be fixed. Interestingly, prior to release you were able to download and play a demo of the game on Steam to try and see if you wanted to purchase the full game. But now on release this demo has been removed and replaced with just a purchase button, which is an odd choice. I can only hope this is to improve performance and upload another demo at a later point, but only time will tell. The environments can be quite bland, and even though it's based in the 1930s, more variety could be provided to make these look more interesting. There are only so many alleyways, docks and rooftops you can go through before it becomes really repetitive. Although the interactivity in the environment is nice and works well, it would have been nice to expand on this more rather than just the general shoot a barrel explode type of environment choices. You'll also find undrawn hand cards throughout the game, which adds a unique ability or passive to your team members. They can be found throughout the map and awarded at the end of missions, depending on how you do. You'll then be able to choose which character would work best based on this card. The biggest disappointment in this game is the potential is there. If performance was improved, story was more fleshed out so you cared more about these characters and their world, and there wasn't Day 1 DLC characters that can be bought, this game would have been a much better experience. If you're looking for a simple turn-based shooter that has a below average system performance, a story that feels like it could be so much more, and some questionable microtransaction practices, this is the game for you. If you're looking for a bigger and better experience in a turn-based game, this has been done elsewhere in much better ways. If you want to see more Is It Bad videos, please subscribe. Check out the previous episodes below on Counter-Strike 2 and Payday 3. See you next time.